I just very quickly wanted to give a shout out to our current cross-country coach, Al Bonney, who is in the room, and I believe we made a mistake on our program that Al, you actually came out and helped coach those 87 teams during the strike, correct? Okay. Coach Campbell, a couple thoughts? You want to come up and say a couple things? 2 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Who's keeping track?
Thank you. I'm very proud beyond belief to be here tonight, and you can see why. Were these kids so good, unbelievably good? But first, congratulations to all the other Hall of Fame inductees. Some special shout outs to Dana Arnhem, probably in the girls the most talented all-around runner I've ever seen and worked with, from the sprints all the way up to cross country. Unbelievable. Bill Hull, Master of Ceremonies here, ran for me. Actually, he ran with the high school kids starting in 3rd grade, and he went all the way through 12th grade. And because of that, they named this function the Hall of Fame. Thank you, Angie McGuire and the committee for putting on this affair. This is first class. We are rewarding athletes, coaches, everything like that, and that is fantastic. A special shout out to Abby, Rio, and Isaac. They couldn't be here tonight. Shout out to Al Bonney and the Edmonds Woodway cross-country teams. They're qualifying for state, like other teams this Saturday. And shout out to Lydia and Michael, and the last shout out to the Snohomish cross country team. Now some big thank yous to my wife Elaine, and she told me to give her credit for cutting my hair for 45 years. How about a round of applause for her? And then there's a guy, he's not here, he's gone 0 dark 30 on me. His name is Roger Myers. He was my cross-country coach at Edmonds High School. Yes, I did go to Edmonds High School. And it all started with the words when I was a junior, because I hadn't done any sports. Mr. Myers, I would like to turn out for cross-country. He was my math teacher, so it was easy for me to ask him about cross-country. And that began my love affair with the sport. I truly liked it, and I'm still wrapped up in it somehow. And what I learned from Roger, we actually were pretty good, boys only, we didn't have ladies, but we were pretty good, but boy did we have a heck of a lot of fun. So that was carried on in the program. I'd like to thank Al Bonney for assisting me in coaching, and also for a decades-long friendship. We go back into the Wayback Machine. Biggest thank you to the parents. You gave me your son or daughter well squared away, and all I had to do was warp them just a little bit to fit into the Edmonds program. Now, let's see, Eric did a great job of telling the story of 86, but I have to tell you, this program actually, and these teams ran around captains, and because David and Eric were my captains, and they kind of studied the sport, and they invented this kabuki, and here's how it went. We thought, well, we recognized that maybe we could beat Gabe, but that was a long shot. So what happened is, before the season started, I wrote coaches. I already saw a schedule, and I wrote coaches that would compete against Gabe. And I said, please, if you would, send me the meet results, but don't tell Gabe that we're interested in them at all. So what I do is I get it, I post it on the bulletin board in the gym, and David and Eric were the first ones in. They look at it, and week 1, they look at it, and then they come in and they say, Campbell, can we beat him? And I said, I just looked at it myself, I don't know. So week 2, post another one. The same questions by them, and I said, I don't know. And then I thought, oh, we got a game going here. So we went for 2 more weeks like that, just because I thought, I'll play the game too. About the 5th week, they came in, can we beat them? And at that point, I'd looked at enough results and I said, what did I say? I said about the 6-week gig is beatable, but only if all 7 of our kids run, you can quote me on this, hella hot city disco. We had all sorts of code back then. So that let them know that I thought that they could be beat. And so they took the bait and they started running with that. And I need to tell you that, by the way, the girls that year only got second in state. But, okay, now we move on. We're talking about, 86 and 87, the theme which runs, by my way of thinking, through all 3 teams, is my saying, which is simply, they spoke with their feet and ran with their hearts. Because I think about that and I think it fits in. Okay, now we get to 87, and it all started with captains David, Erica, and Jenny. Now the interesting thing is that there are 2 juniors in there, and I never had captains who were juniors before. But before I even knew the strike was going to be, I included those 3, and 2 of them were underclassmen as captains. And the reason I picked David and Erica is I just saw some real leadership capabilities in them. We had the 4 weeks teacher strike, and back then the coaches said we're teachers first, we're coaches second, so that's why we went on strike. What did I know about both teams? At that point in time, I knew the boys were very good because they were returning from the 86 Gig Harbor thing, and the girls were pretty good, but nothing more. That's all I knew at that stage. 4 weeks before state, Erica came up with a good one. She said on a Friday, she says, Coach, you haven't said anything about the girls. Because the boys already, the word was out that they were looking for another title. And I said, Erica, you're right. I'll tell you this. I know that the west side has no dominant team. I know that. But I don't know the east side. I'll call my coaching friends on the east side and find out. So Monday, Erica says, what's up? And I said, there's no dominant team on the west side, and there is no dominant team on the east side. So the girls, just out of the blue, came up with the idea, let's go for a state title. And Erica is right. I would have bet at that time any amount of money that they wouldn't win the state title. I mean, I knew that for sure, but they proved me wrong, which is a good thing. Actually, the strike double titles, I don't think it's ever been done before in anywhere in the U.S. Because, first of all, most teachers don't strike that much. Maybe they did this last year to make a big pot full of money. I don't know what it was, I'm retired, right, Dick? So there aren't strikes, and anytime there's a strike, the coaches always keep coaching because they have an athletic thing. So I don't think that happened. So that's very unusual that they were able to pull that off, but they did. Let's see, I have probably one last thing here. This came out of this is the yearbook that I write. Angie's getting close. Here's what I wrote in the yearbook, and this was after we'd done our stuff. The most interesting thing about the season of 87 is that it amazed everyone else, the press, other teams, but it really didn't amaze the coach or you, the runners, although the girls were, to put it mildly, quite ecstatic. We run because we like to run, and we win because Edmonds has always won. No, we've lost a few times too. It's almost like a job, but oh, so much more fun. We run well because we have to run well, because the teams before us from Edmonds have always run well. And when you do run well, we just expected it of ourselves in the first place. And when you expect it and work at it, it just happens that you end up in first place. And to Frank, Erica, Josh, Jason, Susan, David G., David L., Daryl, Jenny, Sanjay, Tita, Hi, Tita. Glenn, Kathy, James, Chris, Marilyn, Aaron, Joel, Christy, Dan, Nicole, and all the other runners that I have coached. I owe you all for being who you were and are, and for what you accomplished. Your faces and the memories of you all will forever be etched into my memory, right down to my very soul. Thank you so very much. That's my story, and I'm still sticking to it. Thank you.